So you've played a bit of Wuyang now, and his healing and aiming just doesn't resonate with you. It's not smooth and he feels off. I got you. Let's go over a couple of reasonably easy Wuyang tech that you can learn in this video. Support isn't support without the ability to heal, so let's first talk about it. Healing is separated in two parts, the tag and the beam. Healing squishies on Wuyang isn't an issue. Beam someone and the tag will be on them too. This combination makes it so that one entire staff charge is about one squishy teammate's complete health bar. You could simply beam someone and call it a day, but that's wasting your full potential. I want to introduce you to two combos. The first is the max heal combo. This combo heals the maximum amount that Wuyang can heal in one go. We're making use of the property of ability 2 Guardian Wave, which regenerates about 30% of the staff's healing energy. First, use about 30% of your staff's charge. Then use ability 2 Guardian Wave and keep healing with the staff until they're nearly full health. Try not to use the staff's entire energy bar because it takes too long to regenerate. If you keep the tag on your target, they will heal the rest of it anyways while you're charging your staff's energy. The fast heal combo heals someone as fast as possible. Use ability 2 Guardian Wave into the staff beam. If you can anticipate where an ally will be, you can cast Guardian Wave a bit early so that the healing wave will hit faster as well. I usually do casual staff healing, so without Guardian Wave, when I'm not anticipating that someone will need the combo or a bunch of healing in the next 14 seconds or so, which is the current cooldown time of ability 2 Guardian Wave. I check this by seeing if someone is at near death and needs about 200 health worth of healing. This is because Wuyang's combo should not be done without thought. They rely on the cooldown. Just use a bit of the beam when someone is low. If you needed the entire bar to heal someone anyways, you could have just used the max heal combo instead. This is also where I like to mention that if you do a little bit of healing, keep your staff's energy up as much as possible for when you really need it. If even more people need your healing, you simply cannot. Wuyang is stuck on a resource meter. Go look at the other support instead. Do what you can and start damaging enemies instead. In the downtime of your staff's energy, you will primarily be using primary fire water staff. This is your cue to deal damage instead. You are not allowed to simply heal bottom Wuyang. He is not built for that type of life. If the video helped, make sure to subscribe. We're on the grind to 1000 subscribers. Wuyang's water staff is really intimidating and annoying to use in the beginning, but with a few practical tips, it should make the learning a bit easier. First, accept that it's simply a completely different weapon compared to the rest of the game. It's not an arrow, it's not a bullet or a grenade. It's water, which can be controlled with your fingers. How cool is that? Therefore, it also controls as such. I will tell you how to control this bubble, but I'm not some secret top 500 Wuyang player. I'm just here to tell you a couple of things that I picked up so you can have a bit more fun on Wuyang. We established that uncharged bubbles don't deal a lot of damage, which is why we will exclusively focus on the charged bubbles. You cannot stand in melee range with this weapon. Even if a diver is close to you, try to create enough distance with ability 1 rushing towards so you can fire charged bubbles back at them. These bubbles are difficult because of one simple reason. It's the controls. Wuyang's water bubbles are aimed towards the crosshair in the middle of your screen, but move around and the bubble lags behind that crosshair. This causes a lot of confusion because no weapon in the game does that. You cannot make your water go back and loop. All you can do is move around while Wuyang pushes the bubble forward. Now how do we use this? For straight shots, simply aim at an enemy and keep looking at them until the bubble hits them. Easy enough and also the worst way to deal damage. You're in the open, maybe you're strafing like you would on any other character, but this leaves yourself vulnerable. You also cannot shoot another bubble while charging one bubble. This is why it's time for the straight shot behind cover. Stand next to a piece of cover and shoot your bubble. Aim your crosshair directly on your target and get into cover. As you're walking into cover, track your target behind the wall. Believe in your bubble and it will eventually hit your target. To make tracking easier, you can ping your target before going back into cover. Wuyang's hand will be in the air as the bubble is still flying and you can hear a little sound playing. If it hits someone, you can hear the little damage tick and the hit markers around your crosshair. If someone is eliminated, you'll also hear it very loud and clear. This is extremely useful against sniper type characters as they prefer to practically stand still while aiming. The important breakpoint is 3 shots. On that third shot, squishy enemies will die if they're not healed. This way you can track how much health your target has left. Next up is the slam dunk. Shoot your bubble and slam your bubble into the ground or wall next to your enemy. The goal here are your enemy's feet. This will sometimes also lead to direct hits. We're not trying to be less accurate here, rather, we're using it as a way to have a higher chance to at least hit the explosion. For this, you need to be able to see how close your bubble is to your enemies. Sounds a bit silly, but Wuyang's bubbles are very difficult to hit in the beginning because we can't see depth on a 2D monitor. The bubbles are pretty fast too, making it extra difficult to get anything done. Bubbles only keep going in a straight line as long as you're controlling it. Your aim will steer where the bubble will go. The bubble will lag behind your crosshair, so we will have to compensate for it. Don't look at your crosshair for this type of aim. Look at the bubble itself as it's traveling. you will have to keep looking around yourself to do your healing duties and to keep yourself safe too, meaning that you can take your time to aim your crosshair on the enemies before firing. You heal, you look around, do whatever you need, then look in the general direction of your enemies and fire. You will most likely already be doing this if you've played a bit of Wuyang, but this is how you track your bubbles a lot better. Next, you get a feel of how far your bubbles have traveled, either by time or by the size of your bubble. As Wuyang would say, just go with the flow. You don't have to be very accurate on this weapon, just accurate enough to hit at least the explosion. Keep playing and you should get a sense of distance after a while based on both. This is something that becomes second nature when you keep at it, which is why I don't think that I can do it justice by trying to explain it further. Combining what we just learned, Wuyang can become a tank buster. This is Wuyang's highest damage per second, and I personally use it to hit big tanks and their shields. This type of shot only works against big targets because it's highly inaccurate and requires a lot of guessing work. If you let go of your bubble before it hits anything, the bubble will follow gravity and crash down while going forward. But charged bubbles will stay charged while they go down. We're making use of this property in order to shoot another bubble while the first one is falling. Let go of your primary fire button and the first bubble will still fly, but you get to shoot another one. Since you shoot more bubbles out per second, your damage per second goes up too. To do this, you have to be able to estimate the distance your bubble is from your target, while also estimating how the gravity will affect the bubble. Then aim a little bit up and see where your bubble will end up. You could technically already let go of the bubble as soon as it's charged, letting gravity do its work, but the closer you let the bubble get to your target, the more accurate the shots will become. Decide for yourself what accuracy is comfortable for you. Think about who you can heal. Your team needs that healing in order to keep fighting, but Wuyang's staff has limited range. This makes certain teammates a lot worse than others for him. Think about who will stay close to the front line and who prefers to stay in the enemy backline. If you're planning on one-tricking Wuyang or never to swap during a game, you might struggle in some games, but this is the reason why. Wuyang is not like Kiriko, who can do both close and long-range healing, so I tend to avoid heroes like Wrecking Ball, Winston or Doomfist. I do tend to still pick Wuyang if both damage heroes on my team will stick close enough though, something like a Soldier or Bastion maybe. The important part is that there's either one tank or two damage allies who you can reliably heal. Thanks for watching, check if you've already subscribed and have fun in Wuyang, and I will see you the next time.